if I told you there was a real buildable ETF portfolio that could be paying you $8,000 per month without selling a share? Now, I know what you might be thinking, that you may need a couple $1,000,000 to make this happen, or that maybe you don't have that money right now, and that's okay. This video is about how we can set up a portfolio using different ETFs for different reasons, maybe some cash, maybe some energy, maybe some NASDAQ 100, some with higher yields than others, some with better total performances, but these all ETFs are going to come together to create a pretty good yield in order to create that $8,000 per month portfolio. So you may be sitting on the sideline thinking, I may just have 50,000, but this could be a goal of yours. You could be also sitting with $1,000,000 and maybe you wanted more income. Well, this could be a portfolio for you as well. So let's dive in, let's talk about it, and let's see how we can build this $8,000 per month portfolio. And also, I'm going to be diving in, giving you a more conservative approach and also a little bit more aggressive. All right, let's get to it. Let's dive in.
This video is purely educational content and should not be considered personal finance advice. I'm not a licensed financial advisor and I don't know your financial situation, risk tolerance, or even investment goals. Past performance doesn't guarantee future results, and always do your own research and consider consulting with a qualified financial professional before making any investment. All right, let's get on to the video.
Hey guys, my name is Steve and I run the Frugal Expat website where we try to help people to save more and invest better. Today we are talking about how to build an $8,000 per month ETF portfolio. Now with this ETF portfolio, we're going to be using mostly income option based ETFs, and we're also going to be using different ETFs from different fund families in order to create more of an overall roundabout diversified portfolio. So not all these ETFs are going to be from Neos or Tap Alpha or from Curve. They're going to be kind of a mixed match from all over the place in order to create a better, well-rounded portfolio. All right, let's get to it. Now with this portfolio, we're going to be breaking down with 8 different ETFs. Now 2 of them are going to be based in cash. The others are going to be based in income. And so if you're looking at a good 3-bucket portfolio where you have your income base, you got your growth and even your dividends growth in those, now this one's going to be throwing a little bit of everything into it. It's going to have a cash bucket as well, so you can have it more of a 4-bucket. But we're going to be talking about 2 cash ones and 6 income ETFs. Now let's get to it and let's dive into these ETFs. Our first ETF is going to be SGOV, which is the iShares 0 to 3 month Treasury bond ETF. Now this ETF has a low expense ratio of 0.09%, meaning it costs about $9 for every $10,000 invested. Now with this ETF, you're getting 0 to 3 month Treasury bills within it, so you're going to get a 12-month trailing yield of about 3.80%. Now the last 30 days, it's around that 3.57, but for the trailing 12 months, 3.80%. You're going to get some Treasury bills. So this one is going to be set at a rate of around $100, and so you're getting like a pretty good ETF that you can buy for around $100. And the cool thing is it's almost as close to plain cash as possible. So you're getting some good protection from the US government being Treasury bonds, and so this one could be a very good one to add to that cash bucket. Our next ETF is KGLD, which is the Neos Enhanced Income 1 to 3 month Treasury bill ETF. Now we just talked about SGOV. Now KGLD is kind of that spicy version of SGOV. So you're going to have the 1 to 3 month Treasury bills within this portfolio. And what it's going to be doing is selling put credit spreads on the SPX in order to create a little bit of extra income. The extra income is going to come out with a yield of about 4.71%. And so that's pretty good news. You're getting some income from the Treasury bills, and you're also getting some income from the put credit spread strategy. Now it's got a 0.38% expense ratio, and so it's going to cost about $38 for every $10,000 invested. But with this, like I said, you're getting some good interest from those Treasury bills, and you're also getting some good interest from those put credit spreads. And so that good yield, it's going to be about that 4.71%. And so that is plus SGOV, it's going to make up our cash bucket. Our next ETF is going to be TDAQ. Now TDAQ is the Tap Alpha Innovation Growth and Daily Income ETF. This ETF does track the NASDAQ 100. It's got QQQM as part of its portfolio, and it's got an expense ratio of 0.83%, meaning it costs $83 for every $10,000 invested. With TDAQ, you're going to use 0 DTE options on the NASDAQ 100, so they're going to qualify for some 1256 contracts. It's also going to give you some return of capital. And so with a 0 DTE strategy means they're going to be selling 0 days to expiration options. And so you're going to sell them in the morning and hope time decay and theta decay happens in order to capture the most premium when you close it out the rest of the day. And so with this one, it tracks the NASDAQ 100, so you're getting exposure to the top 100 companies on the NASDAQ exchange that are non-financials. You are also getting a pretty good performance and a pretty good yield. The yield is sitting at about 16.98%, and so that's a very good yield, and the performance is doing pretty good. It's around that 14.74% year to date, so you're getting a very good performance, and you're also getting some pretty good yield. So this one could be a great one to add to your portfolio, and it's a pretty good one that I've added to my portfolio. All right, let's get on to our next ETF. Our next ETF is going to be GPIQ, which is the Goldman Sachs NASDAQ 100 Premium Income ETF. Now, GPIQ tracks the NASDAQ 100 just like TDAQ now, but it does something a little bit different. So it's going to use a dynamic option strategy, as in it's going to sell anywhere between 25 to 75% of its portfolio on the NDX. And what it's going to be doing is they're going to get some of those 1256 contracts as well, but they're also going to be selling less when the market's raging, selling more when the market is more calm, in order to get more upside and also some pretty good yield. Now the yield's going to be sitting at that 9.3% or 9.33%, and so you're getting a pretty good yield, but you're also getting some good price appreciation. Now with the yield, it's also getting a pretty good growth rate. The growth rate is sitting right now at 12.61%, but that could adjust later on in time. But this ETF's also got an expense ratio of 0.29%, meaning it's very cheap. It's $29 for every $10,000 invested. So this one is a very good kind of alternative to a TDAQ, but it's also giving you good price appreciation, less yield, less expense ratio. Now, I like GPIQ because it's got some good growth in it. It's also got some good income. So that's a good reason to have this one. TDAQ's got very good yield, and it's also got some good growth as well. These are two great NASDAQ 100 ETFs that are very good to be a part of this portfolio. Hey guys, if you really like this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. One of my favorite places to do some stock analysis is stockanalysis.com. Stockanalysis.com is a great place where you can do some stock analysis. You can look at different ETFs side by side in the total performance, price return, even in their holdings. You can also look up seeing different maps of different stocks, and so this is a great all-in-one platform to do research. And I've been doing research on this for a long time, and so I really like it. So if you really want a discount or even a great place to check it out, I'm gonna leave a link in my description in my pinned comments, so check it out and grab that discount. All right guys, let's get back to the video. Now our next ETF is going to be OVL. Now OVL is the Overlay Shares Large Cap Equity ETF. Now this ETF is by Liquid Strategies. It's been around since 2019. Now in 2026, it has created more yield by paying out monthly instead of quarterly. And so that means instead of a yield of around 5 to 5.5% in 2026, sitting at between 10 to 10.3%. Right now it's sitting at 10.28%. So that's very good news for everyone. Now with OVL, it has a different strategy. So it owns 100% of VOO, which is the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF. It sells put credit spreads on the SPX. So it's going to create 1256 contracts, meaning more tax efficiency. So with 1256 contracts, I've mentioned it a couple of times, you're going to have 60% long-term capital gains, 40% short-term capital gains. And with this, you're also going to get some pretty good tax efficiency. Now, OVL, with a put credit spread strategy, they're going to sell a put at a certain strike price and buy a put at a lower strike price, capping the downside of this strategy. Now with this, you're going to have an uncapped upside. So that means when the S&P 500 rages goes high, OVL is going to do the same thing. So it's a great one if you want some exposure to the S&P 500, but you also want some yield. And so that's good news to you. Now OVL does have an expense ratio of 0.79%, meaning it costs about $79 for every $10,000 invested. This is a great one if you're looking for, like I said, more exposure to the S&P 500 and some great yield as part of it. So this is a great reason to put it into your portfolio. Our next ETF is going to be IWMI, which is the NEOS Russell 2000 High Income ETF. Now IWMI is a little bit different because it tracks small caps. Now with this portfolio, you're going to get VTWO, which is the Vanguard Russell 2000 ETF, a part of this. And you're also going to get a pretty good yield. They're going to sell options on top of the RUT, getting those 1256 contracts, so more tax efficiency. You're also going to get exposure to the small caps, and so that's good news to you. Everything else in this portfolio has been large caps, and so we're getting some exposure to those small caps in this ETF. Now with this ETF, you're getting a yield of about 14.42%, so it's a pretty good yield. You're getting expense ratio of 0.68%, meaning it costs $68 for every $10,000 invested. Now with IWMI, you're also going to get some pretty good price appreciation as the small caps do go up a little bit more than large caps historically, and so that's very good news to you as well. And so if you're looking for some small caps and you're looking for some pretty good yield, IWMI is one of my favorites. OVS is another favorite from liquid strategy, and so IWMI gives you pretty good yield, good price appreciation, it gives you pretty good taxes, and a very good expense ratio. So this one makes up kind of that small cap portion of this portfolio. All right, let's get on to our next ETF. Our next ETF is KGLD, which is the Curve Gold Enhanced ETF. Now with this ETF, it's going to be tracking gold. It's going to have small percentage. It's going to have about 25% of its portfolio within gold. It's going to use options on top of that in order to create income. The yield is sitting at about 18.54% or around 18.5%, and so you're getting a very good yield. You're also getting exposure to gold, which is a precious metal, which is a little bit different than all the equities within this portfolio. And so you're getting some precious metal, and so when maybe the market's not doing so well, but gold is, you're getting some of that exposure, and you're also allowing it to also grow over time, using some of those distributions to reinvest or even to be able to kept in your pocket for some pocket change later on. And so this is a great one to kind of add to this portfolio. Our last ETF, the one I haven't mentioned, is MLPI. Now MLPI is the NEOS MLP and Energy Infrastructure High Income ETF. It holds MLPs, it holds energy infrastructure, and so within this, you're going to get those master limited partnerships within this portfolio. You're going to get pipelines, storage facilities, midstreams, and what these all do is they bring in some yield from the MLPs. They also use some option overlays on top of this, creating some good tax efficiency, so creating some good yield of around 14.48%, and a very good year-to-date performance of around 20.16%. So MLPI is a great ETF that you could add to this portfolio. It's not in the S&P 500 or the Nasdaq 100, and so you're getting an ETF that tracks something a little bit different that's not correlated with equities, and so when energy does go up, this will go up. It's also producing some pretty good yield, and so those that like MLPs but hate the K1 forms, MLPI could be a great solution. It's giving you 1099s instead, and it's very tax efficient, and so that's why I've added this one to my portfolio. Right there, guys, we've created a fun portfolio. Now if we were to put 20% into cash, like 10% SGOV, 10% CSHI, and the rest of the 80% in those income focused ETFs, we could have a blended yield of around 12%, which means if we wanted a $96,000 yearly income from these ETFs, we would need around $797,000 invested. So if we wanted a $96,000 portfolio income, $8,000 per month, we would need $797,000 invested in this portfolio. That's getting us 12%. Now for me, I really don't need the cash right now, and so I'm going to probably allocate a little bit less to cash, maybe about 10% to cash, 5% in CSHI, 5% in SGOV, and then use the other 90% in the more aggressive part. Now you may be a little bit more aggressive than me and just not have cash at all, and that's fine because maybe not everyone needs cash, but right there with that 90% in income and 10% in cash, the yield's going to come out to about 13.4%, and you're going to need about $718,000 in order to create this $8,000 portfolio. That's good news to you. There's different ways to skin a cat, and with this, I'm giving you 8 different ETFs that track some different indexes in different sectors in order to create a great portfolio. Now, if you wanted to add a little bit of internationals, you could. There are some great international income ETFs like an IDVO, an OVF, or even an NIHI. Now, these ETFs could be added to this portfolio, just give you 9 ETFs, but that's up to you, and that's if you want to have some more internationals a part of this portfolio. Now, of course, there's definitely risk to this portfolio. First of all, the risk is that all these yields may not stay the same. Now, right now, the Nasdaq 100 has been doing really well. The small caps have had some good volatility as well, and so that means just more premium and more yield. Now, in the future, maybe everything goes flat, and so at that point, those yields are going to come down, and so those are going to even out. Another risk could be a little bit of some concentration risk. Maybe there's too much into the Nasdaq 100 or into tech, and so if tech does fall, maybe some of those assets do come down a little bit more as well. Another risk could be some newer funds. MLPI is from December 2025, TDAQ is from September 2025, and so some of these newer funds may be a little risky just because they're newer, and so that could be a risk that you could be looking at. Now, I just came up with 2 good ways in order to create $8,000 per month using these ETFs. Now, there's several different ways to do these things. You can add some higher yielding ETFs. You can put in a lot more Nasdaq. You can put in some leveraged funds like an XQQI or a TDAX in order to get more yield. You can even throw in some Bitcoin and cryptocurrency different ETFs to create more yield and more exposure to digital currencies as well. There's so many ways you can create this portfolio. Let me know in the comments, how much income are you making off your portfolio, or even what are some ETFs that I could add to this portfolio that you may like as well? Maybe an EdgeQ, maybe an EGI. Those are some other ETFs. Let me know in the comments what are some of your favorites, and make sure to check out this video on some of the best news ETFs ranked by total income right up here. Alright guys, and I'll see you guys in our next video.